Hello and welcome to another XL Gaming Oz Dota Scrimcast. I'm Son of Eevil, and tonight I'm joined by Schmosby
How's it going,
for the
guys?
very first time. So we'll be watching Fox Gaming versus Fox Gaming Youth. So we're in a bit of a pause at the moment, so we'll just take some time to introduce the players, what they're playing, and the overall drafts. So looking over the Radiant side, we've got Styling over on the Terrorblade, Ducksworth on the Batrider, TCG on Lena, Lon on Earthshaker. Moving over to the Dire, we've got Spaggio McBigDick on Disruptor, Bacon on the Luna. We've got Kai's on Invoker, Heavy Bolter on the Bristleback, and Fierce on the Keeper of the Light.
Should be some quality Dota coming up here, guys. This is the last Spartans team, now Fox Gaming, got under the new banner. I think tidied up the organization a little bit, got a more consistent roster. Should be good. I think the Fox Gaming side just has a slight advantage with them. I think they've been playing together longer. I know TCG has improved quite a bit since I've met him. So it should be a good game, especially with the lineups. Shouldn't be too one-sided. So I'd be interesting to see. I think we'll see the Bristleback Coddle combo on the off lane, which would be interesting to see how Fox Gaming deal with it. Whether they deal with this aggression in the off lane.
It's certainly a very, very classic combo. We've seen in the recent meta, Bristleback been running as a safe laner of late, but he's certainly not outside of his element in the offlane, especially with the Keeper of the Light. That Chakra Magic Quill Spray combo is extremely, extremely strong. And Schmosby, do you know if physical damage from Quill Sprays is reduced by the armor of Terrorblade?
I think it is. We'll have a quick check. We have time. We have the pause right now, but I'm pretty confident it is.
All right, I'll let you bring that up and check. I've noticed that we do have a smoke on the Keeper of the Light, so they'll probably look to pop that nice and early, go plant some wards. Given their lineup, I don't necessarily expect to see them doing any fancy smoke plays. I don't think that I favour their Roche fight versus the Radiant. Certainly with the Fisher, Frostbite, Light Strike Array.
Saying that, the ability for Bristleback just to walk up into the other team does pose a problem for the Radiant side, and the Coddle Vision plus Invoker massive AoE and range does make it a little hard for the Radiant also to enter Roche. But as you said, Batrider and Earthshaker are also both two strong Roche heroes. It'll be interesting to see how much of a contention Roche is, being that Terrorblade isn't that good of a Aegis carrier. So we'll see how much the Radiant sides prioritize that as an objective.
Yeah, they don't have very great Roche taking ability. They've got no real strong right clickers. I guess Lena and Terrorblade do bring the right clicks, but most of Terrorblade's damage comes from his ability to pop illusions.
And you don't really... Well, even
yeah, that's right. You can use Metamorphosis to push down that Roche as well. This is very true.
Whereas the Dire side do have the Bristleback and Alacrity, as well as Forge Spirit and Luna. And if either team picks up a Soul Crest, it does increase the speed at which they take it a lot more. But we'll see how this is all speculation.
So Bristleback's quite a natural Solar Crest builder, so I'd expect him to pick it up. Who do you think might get that on the side of the Radiant, or do you think it's just an item that they might not pick up at all this game?
Yeah, there aren't any natural heroes we think of as Solar Crest to pick up, but as far as like an item goes, it's like so useful and on like any hero that you might see just one of the heroes you'd least suspect, even a Crystal Maiden or maybe a Batrider, go for it, even though it is not that common. But since the amount of physical damage and right click from Luna they have on the Dire side, we might see one picked up, especially to increase their Roche taking ability. I'll be interested to see how this Earthshaker build. He has the 12 tangos right now, so I assume he's going to be aggressive in the off lane. And is this a support Batrider? I think this is a support Batrider.
I think you might be right there.
taking a page from Pylai Dye's book, an NP at Manila. We'll see how successful this is. I personally have been a fan of Batrider in the support position for a while. I always thought that if Slardar can play position 4, why can't Batrider? So we'll see how Fox Gaming is able to use this. It's quite interesting. And we'll see if this Earthshaker is going to go for a more points into the Enchant Totem, pick up the Iron Talon and farm, or he's going to try contest this lane against the Luna.
I think given the changes to the offlane and his ability to manipulate the creep wave, I do like his ability to just sit in lane and soak up experience. Even if he's not getting last hits, he's still getting those early levels.
Yeah, the levels are great, but eventually you do need that Blink Dagger on Earthshaker to be effective. In my opinion, the ability, or you just never get the.
And if you watch him here, he's going to go for that early Fisher block.
Yeah, it's successful. Makes it a whole lot easier for him to get XP the first few levels. Even if they pull, he should still get some good levels from him. And as we do see, we see the Dire team do block the large camp of the Radiants in the offlane, just so Coddle and Bristleback can ensure they get their first 3 levels, while Bristleback's still a little bit weaker than he normally is.
Already you can see this damage. Look at this Batrider. He's another stack away from death here. He already has no HP, but it looks like they're going to kill this Bristleback. Just right clicks coming out, opting to go for the early points of Metamorphosis, but oh my god, it's cost them so much, and it looks like they're going to get the return kill on the Crystal Maiden as well. So whilst they did just get the kill, I don't know that this necessarily means that this lane's going to go very well. I mean, we just saw what this level 1 Bristleback did to all 3 of their heroes.
Yeah, this definitely doesn't determine the rest of this lane. As far as like Metamorphosis is the cooldown, makes it much harder for them to contest continually at this level. But I think Bristleback just got a little over eager there, not respecting the damage output from Metamorphosis. On the other side, we've seen most players in this lane do the smart move, and everyone have wands. So we should see some clutch wand plays from this lane bottom. But as far as advantage goes in this lane, I still do favour the Dire's ability to pressure this lane. It is quite strong. As we've seen
certainly, I agree with that. In the top lane, we can see that the Earthshaker's already burned through a lot of his regen. His salve's gone. He's used a full stack of tangos, and he's picked up the stout shield as well, just to help deal with some of that right-click harass.
Yeah, I think he definitely needed it. As far as levels go, he's not doing too bad. He's almost level 3, which is pretty good. Whereas Luna is similarly almost level 3 though, so he doesn't have that lane advantage that you originally saw from some of the old offlaners in older patches. But you can see right now, if
it looks like Earthshaker's in a little bit of trouble at the first line. He's gone in aggressive on the Luna. He's just opted to turn around. So she's got another stun here. She's going to get it, and that's going to get her a kill. Nice and easy, and she's got the salve just to heal back up.
If the Disruptor wasn't around, he might have a better chance to trade with Luna. Enchant Totem is a hell of an ability in lane, but he didn't have vision of that Disruptor, and he just got a little too overconfident. With Glimpse and that, it's a lot easier for them to get a kill.
I think at this point, if you're the Crystal Maiden, I think perhaps you need to understand that in this particular lane, you're not necessarily going to have a lot of impact. And as I say that, she gets the Frostbite out and secures the second kill out onto the Bristleback. They know that the Keeper of Light's here, but they've got no way of interrupting that TP.
Yeah, it's hard because the safe lane's so pressured, and you might feel tempted as a Crystal Maiden to go get some more levels in the jungle. But as you saw there, they do need the stun to secure kills if they have them. So, however, that was really good for the Radiant side, as they didn't even have to use Metamorphosis for that. So, right now, it's looking pretty good for the Dire. Pretty good for the Radiant, as the Dire overstepped and is dying in a lane which should be favourable in my opinion.
Yeah, he's certainly overstepping his bounds. That said, I think we probably missed a couple of clutch magic sticks.
Yeah, I just wanted to draw to the last denies for the Lina versus Invoker matchup. Now this Lina, the matchup is very Lina favoured,
but it's currently 33-7, while Invoker's sitting on 16-4. So
Yeah, Lena's certainly
TCG
dominating this this
TCG
lane.
is at a great position to take over this game, and Lena is such a tempo mid and has the ability to do it. So I'll be keen to see what itemization he goes for with this huge lead. And right
He's
now in
already
his
got
quick buy,
the Bloodstone queued
yeah,
up.
in his quick buy. So we'll see if this changes, or if he goes to go for a U or something, or he stays with the Bloodstone.
Do you think he goes in for the Silver Edge here just to help deal with the Bristleback?
I think he does. I definitely think so. I think and that Lena is a really good Shadow Blade carrier. It gives her ability to get kills on the map, adds a lot of map presence to her team, and the Silver Edge is just a natural build up for her, especially against a Bristleback. It'll make the hero a lot easier to deal with.
It does look like CM's opted to go pick up some of those easy levels in the jungle as well.
Disruptor's smoke mid and going on the Lunar at the moment.
Oh,
He gets
Luna's in
Thunderstrike
trouble.
with Cold Snap. I think
She does have the Dragon Slave. She wasn't able to get the turnaround kill on this Disruptor, and they do bring her down.
Yeah, the Dire is lacking a bit of vision, and Disruptor was missing off the map for quite a bit of time, so maybe a small oversight from
And
TCG.
in the top lane, we've got Earthshaker going in hard onto this Luna. She does have enough magic stick charge, and she's going to be able to get away. And Lion's going to have to run off and activate that shrine, which are now activated across the map.
Looks like he was just getting it cheeky with the shadows as he saw Disruptor mid. He felt like he wanted to pressure the Luna a bit more as they just lost their Lena. So maybe trying to make some more attention around the map to stop those ganks from happening.
And
So
poor
looking at the
Kai,
last
he's gone in for the double Null Talisman, and he's nowhere near getting this. He's just put the minus into his quick buy, but he's nowhere near getting it yet. Only at 270 gold.
Yeah, it has been a rough raid for Evoker. TCG has been doing quite well, styling on him a little bit with the last hits. With the wave clear, it does make it a bit easy. It is very Lena favoured, but still, it is going to be interesting to see how well this Evoker does recover from his lane. Also, just last hit wise, besides Lena, pretty much all the other cores are even. So it's not too bad for the Dire, even though Lena's so far ahead.
Earthshaker's in trouble on the front lane. He's been brought back. Is he going to be able to get a kill onto this Lena? He does get the Lucent Beam, and he gets brought down. Very, very close, though.
Well, at the end of the day, this isn't the best for the Earthshaker, but at the end of the day, he is pressuring the Lena enough so that her last hits aren't ahead of the Terrorblades. So I feel like some of the kills he gave to them were avoidable, but at the end of the day, I think he's getting enough out of the lane to not be too worried about how much he's dying and stuff.
And I think it's okay to lose to give the occasional kill in the offlane. I mean, it's never great, but if you're keeping the support tied up and he's not rotating back in on this Lena, I suppose every kill on the Earthshaker is one that isn't on this Lena.
Yeah, that is true.
And when you consider just how much Stylin's getting out of this lane, when you look at what is essentially a free lane for the Luna, he's ahead in last hits.
Yeah.
By a not insignificant number either.
Yeah, I think that's part of the early kills that Bristleback and Coddle gave them, and also just a skill level thing as well. But it is looking pretty good for both teams right now. It'll just be on how much TCG can make happen with this Lena and how good this Invoker can recover. Even we say recover like he's doing bad. He has 38 last hits, so he's not doing poorly. It's just this Lena is doing extremely well. That relatively it doesn't look as good, but he's doing okay. He's on the same as the Terrorblade and above the Luna.
So the Dire have a very good ability to farm stacks of camps, and just quickly, Earthshaker's going in. It looks like he might get himself this pickup on the Disruptor. Oh, but the Lucent Beam comes out, and Luna claims her first kill with it. Disruptor's just going to limp away.
A lot of these plays Earthshaker's going on have been 50-50, and he's just gotten the bad tail end of it. The Disruptor getting away there on very low health. But Eclipse was used, and he did die. But at the end of the day, it's not too bad. He is holding the support up top, so
we should see how this continues throughout play. So if he wants to stay in lane and keep trying to contest, or if he eventually wants to go that jungle and go for his blink dagger and just start farming. But we'll see. He has gone for the 1-1-4 with the mass points and aftershock, so we should see him farming camps a little bit more with aftershock and enchant totem.
Yeah, there's lots of points in aftershock are going to help him farm neutrals as well.
As far as taking stacks abilities, both teams is decent. I would say the Dire definitely has an advantage though, being able to take ancients a lot easier, whereas the Batrider and Lina typically only can take the large and normal neutral camps with ease.
Oh, Lina's in trouble again. She does have an invis rune. She's not. Is she going to be able to get this kill? No, she's disarmed. She does get the Dragon Slave off and pick herself up a kill. She gets glimpsed back, going in on the Disruptor now. She misses the stun, and Disruptor's just going to right click her down. But very well played by Lina to get off the kill on the Invoker in a two-person fight.
Yeah, I think the trade is favourable.
Oh, and Disruptor's in trouble now.
Especially as this kill is coming through.
Yep. Hasted Crystal Maiden.
Gets the job done. So I don't think we have any stacks as of yet on either team, which is very surprising. With I think Disruptor's had a fair amount of free time, and then as when the wave is pushing in bottom, you'd expect Crystal Maiden to be stacking some. So I feel like this is a surprising sight not to see any stacked camps as of yet.
Yeah, there was a double stack made for the Luna in the Dire.
Oh, what a Sunstrike play by Invoker, getting the kill on Terrorblade bottom. Just forgetting about the fact that there's an Invoker in this game and staying too long, last hitting a creep, and then Invoker saw this and took the opportunity. And an easy kill for him. Should help to getting his Midas. So they've rotated Luna bottom.
Oh, Batrider's in trouble. He gets glimpsed back. They're chasing him under the tower. I think they're going to be able to find him here. Sunstrike comes in, and that is a fantastic Sunstrike. Oh, Terrorblade in a lot of trouble. He does get the what's that ability? He does get the Sunder off. Following in on the Bristleback. He's not going to have enough damage. A Lucent Beam and a Illuminator going to get the job done.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like the Radiant were ready for that move. We could see the Luna coming down. The rest of the heroes were postured very well to the side of the tower. The Barrow went down, and the TPs just didn't come through fast enough. There was no Earthshaker, there was no Crystal Maiden, and TPing one by one, I think, was a little bit of a mistake by the Radiant team. I feel like if there was another hero plus Terrorblade, they maybe could have done a favourable trade and got maybe 2 or 3 heroes for the one Batrider. So we'll see how they continue to play this bottom lane with all the heroes still here.
Oh, Batrider, not again. He gets Black. He passed the Firefly, but you can't Firefly over the Static Storm, and he goes down again. And this is going to be a nice, easy tower for the Dire. And this is where we're seeing the strength of their lineup. It's somewhat deathbally in its nature to just snowball, making space for this Invoker who quite badly needs it. TCG still opting to camp mid and contest his farm, but he's very much contributing with those global Sunstrikes and slowly recovering.
Look top. Earthshaker just got a solo kill on this Bristleback. I think Bristleback underestimating the damage of Echo Slam. With all the creeps there, Echo Slam and max Enchant Totem almost, with max Aftershock, we just saw Earthshaker's ability to get kills. And then he's able to trade a tower off it because of that. So it's not too bad for the Dire. Only feeding the Batrider support twice.
Oh, Invoker's in trouble here in the mid lane. Gets stunned up. Laguna Blade takes him out. Disruptor comes in, but all he can do is watch.
How far is TCG from this Bloodstone? Only about 900 gold until that Bloodstone. It's going to be a very quick Bloodstone, about 15 minutes I should say. So we'll see what he can do with that Bloodstone, how many charges he gets up in time. I think the tower situation right now is fine for both teams. It's even. I think they should expect to lose that mid tower soon. For the Dire side, is Lina keeps pressuring it. The Fiery Souls does work on towers, and it is currently maxed. So it'd be interesting to see who takes the next first tower. But I think the the Dire side will be ready for this. It looks like they're posturing 2 heroes
Yeah,
for it. They
Lena's
might
camped out.
TP.
She's been spotted out. She gets the Static Storm dropped straight on top of her. Bristleback's diving her onto the trees. I don't see how she gets out of this, and she doesn't. Right click from the Invoker's going to bring her down. Oh, more action in the top lane. Batrider's found himself a lasso on the Luna, and they're going to get the return kill.
I think that the favours
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
the Dire a little bit more, just because you're slowing down that Bloodstone even more. And the more you delay that Bloodstone, the better it is for your team. And I think they're going to get a tower off this as well. So
Yeah,
we should see if
the Dire certainly have an ability to capitalize on these kills just with their extreme pushing power. Unfortunately, the Luna isn't there to give them that aura and a couple extra right clicks, but you know, they're just not going to need it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And just as you predicted, they did lose that mid tower just a couple
Dire's
minutes after you
bottom
called it.
tower is under attack.
without Lena, the Dire deep push just looks a little too strong. Sometimes with the Coddle, they have the Coddle spam and the Bristleback just hitting towers with the Invoker Forge Spirit and stuff. It just seems it's going to be really hard for them to take fights pre-Blink Daggers for the Radiant side.
And just looking at our net worth graph, after those towers,
Dire's middle tower
the
is
Fox
under attack.
senior team on the Radiant side are up by a measly 300 gold at this point, so quite even coming out of the laning stage as we move into the mid game. They might just pick themselves up this tower here. A couple right clicks coming in, and
Dire's
Those
gonna
towers
find
are
that
nice.
bounty
Fiery
for
Soul's a bit too strong.
Fuel for my fire.
We'll see if they do anything with this haste room. It seems like the Batrider
Oh
opted
yes,
to go for...
Luna's in trouble on the top lane.
Haste.
Earthshaker's committed the Echo Slam on her, but she's going to get recalled by the Coddle, and she's probably going to get out just fine.
Nice play by Coddle there. To get the Luna out of some trouble. We see that Earthshaker trying to use that blink to get kills, but unsuccessful this time.
Oh, they've dragged the Bristleback up onto the top lane. He doesn't have a TP. He's stuck up here. There's no help.
I'm pretty
there's
sure
no
he's
help
dead.
coming in. This is... Oh, that's very, very
Yep.
sad for the Luna, and a great play by Duckworth on the Batrider.
So I think the next couple of minutes, I'm keen to see who gets their next major item first. We have the Batrider going for, over the support. So we have the Batrider going for the blink. He's about 1,000 gold off, and we have the Coddle going for his Ags, which he has 2 pieces already at 17 minutes, so it's not too bad. The 2 supports are going for
Oh,
a kill on the
Terrorblade's in
right
trouble.
now.
He's been static stormed up. He takes a big nuke. He does have the Sunder off cooldown, but I don't think he's going to find himself anything. He's just going to TP out here, and the Illuminate's just going to be a little bit too late to catch him.
Heads up play by the Terrorblade there, making sure to dodge the Sunstrike. That damage surely would have killed him, definitely. The pure damage nuke from the Invoker, he was dead if that landed, so... He survived there. The 2 supports going for a heads-up play, but just not on the mark with the Sunstrike.
If we have a look at the level of the heroes, we can see that the heavy bolter on the Bristleback is down at level 9, so he's on par with the rest of
Money to burn.
well, with all the supports in the game, with CM, Batrider,
Radiant's
Disruptor,
bottom
Coddle.
tower is under attack.
All having one thing in common.
And it looks like they're going to close on in this Bristleback and Coddle. They goes for the stun misses.
Yep, stun misses. Dragon Slave coming out, keeping the fiery souls out. Crystal Maiden does get the Frost Blast in the freezing field. Laguna Blade. Oh, and another excellent Sunstrike gets the return kill.
The Invoker has been very on point with these Sunstrikes. All the heroes are missing off the map. The Coddle and Bristleback were just extending a little too far, trying to pressure this bottom lane. It's not the worst. They're not going to get any towers off this.
Radiant
So it just gives
structures are
Luna and
fortified.
Invoker a little bit more space to farm. So it's not the worst.
Oh, TCG's coming up. He's cancelled the stun on the Disruptor. He does not have the Laguna Blade, and the Glimpse is just going to be enough to save him.
But that kill bottom was an extra bloodstone. So we should see this Lena keep being active around this map, TPing around, and he is going for the Shadow Blade next. So he's really going to put the pressure on these cores and try and make as much space for his Terrorblade as possible.
I feel like this is the right decision. Their ability to take team fights and push into this team is I don't think is very strong. and I certainly do favour. Oh, ha! Earthshaker's found himself another kill. He didn't even have the Echo Slam off cooldown, so this feels very much. Oh, Earthshaker's going in for the Shadow Blade as well. This is a great pub build.
It's better than just a great pub build. We've seen Universe and S4 pick up Shadow Blade multiple times. The extra damage out of the invis and the ability to surprise them from invis with a giant Echo Slam is going to be fundamental in them winning this game, I think. Especially with when Coddle gets Ags and has heaps of vision. I think the Shadow Blade is just going to make sure he can get a good teamfight ability off and turn the fight in their favour.
And this Coddle's not far away from that Ags either. He's got about 1,000 gold left to do, so we should see this in the next... Certainly within the next 5 minutes, assuming he doesn't get picked off.
Yeah, I really like what Fox Gaming Youth did. They gave the bottom lane to Coddle. They just let him sit there the whole time farming that lane. It does two things. It gives him a lot of farm and gives him that Ags that makes him such a strong hero and increases their push so much with the heal blast behind Bristleback and Luna. And it makes it hard for the Radiant team to contest. And it just keeps the bottom side of the map tower. It gives you a little bit more room to play with. It gives you a little bit more map control. I think it was a good move by Fox Gaming Youth.
Certainly they understand the importance of that Ags to this death ball that they've got going. That extra vision is going to stop them from getting picked off by the Earthshaker and the Batrider with Blink Initiation, so they shouldn't be surprised when they're grouping up and going for these big tower pushes.
How do you feel about Boost of Travel next on this Invoker? Do you think it's the right item? Do you think he should go something more impactful in a team fight, or do you think that Boost of Travel they're not quite ready to 5-man yet, so Boost of Travel is fine for farming and split pushing around the map, making a little bit more space?
I think it's a fairly standard build to go for the Brown Boots, Hand of Midas, and the Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant's top tower.
I guess we just have to weigh up some of the alternative items that he could be getting at this point. And it looks like he's just swapped up. Looks like he's going to pick himself up the Lincolns. Oh, Echo Slam comes in, follow up with the Static Storm. Luna drops the Lucid Beam. She does get herself the kill on the poor Earthshaker. It looks like they're pretty keen to just disengage here. Metamorphosis is passed on the Terrorblade.
No Blink Dagger yet though. Luna's chasing, but
oh, she's gonna get this kill on the Keeper of the Light, I think. Yep, just a couple right clicks is gonna do the job. And he was so close to his points booster there too.
yeah, I think the Echo Slam while TPs were coming through just caught the Fox Gaming Youth a little bit by surprise. It looks like they weren't sure with Luna so low. It looks like they weren't sure whether they wanted to back up or keep going. Cole ended up dying because of it at the enemy team's fountain. But overall, I think the trade's not too bad. They traded a support for Earthshaker, but Cotter was coming close to that Ag, so maybe it is a little bit better for the Radiant side. So what we'll see with Echo Slam down, whether they want to pressure anything any further. I think they're just going to back up. This Batrider is getting deadly close to his Blink, and I think if he had his Blink, that fight would have been totally different. They wouldn't have escaped as 4.
I think if you're Radiant, you're okay with trading your Earthshaker for the Coddle, because they also did manage to stop them from taking that tower, and it's very, very low on HP at this point too.
Yeah, and Coddle was close to his Ag, so I think it is definitely Radiant favoured, in my opinion. Because it's an extra Bloodstone for Lena, and the more of those come through, the happier TCG is going to be.
Well, Earthshaker's got the invis. I think he knows that the Luna's there.
A Disruptor
He's
with
probably
the
got an
heads
idea
up play
that they're
drops
in
the
the area.
Sentry down. Oh, they got the D-Ward too, so they know they're around. But they're TPing out.
Lena TP out, yeah. They know that something's up. There's no one on the map at the moment.
You can see with all the sentry wards down on the Dire side, how much they're just trying to secure their own jungle. They recognise the importance of getting farm on their cores, and they're just going to keep trying to do that until they have their key items.
Looks like Luna's going in for this Heal Scepter as well. It'll just help her to set up those stuns a little bit better. Give him a save from a glimpse.
After Yule's just going back to the Boots of Travel as well, so a lot of brown boots of travels right now for the mid-team. But we gonna see a
Firefly comes
smoke.
up. He does have. Yeah, we do have the blink on the Bat Rider, and oh,
Sentry
Earthshaker's
down,
found himself
fires the Earthshaker.
found underneath the sentry. Dust comes out. Tornado Meteor combo. I don't think Earthshaker's going to be able to get his ultimate off, which is a big shame. They really needed that to impact this fight a little bit more. And it looks like Radiant here are going to be happy to disengage. Oh, they've got themselves Lina. They've pulled him back. A couple of right clicks coming out.
Turn me over.
And the Bloodstone deny.
Done.
TCG
I was curious-
understanding that he wasn't going to get out of that one.
I'm not sure. I think he might have been able to. The Mana Leak wasn't going to tick out. I'm not sure what other disables they have besides Glimpse. They already used Glimpse, I think. I'm going to trust TCG judgment on this one, just because he is a fairly decent mid player, and I'm sure he knows what he's doing. But I think he might have been able to get out then, just with the support from his teammate and the Glimmer Cape and everything. But we'll see.
Trying to duke it out in the trees here, but there's just too many around and not enough trees.
You see the power of the Disruptor there, just being able to catch one hero as everyone tries to disengage. That would otherwise would have been a favourable trade for the Radiant, as they took a split fight and killed the Luna as Earthshaker was distracting the other team. But the
We're going
Glimpse
to bring
saved it.
this tower down into deny range
Radiant's
as well.
top tower has been denied.
Yeah, that's just the side effect of losing that Lina. They're able to extend a little further than they should.
Now you see Keeper of the Light who's now picked up his Ags. Looks like he's trying to roleplay as a Broodmother at the moment, just continually applying pressure to this top lane, not necessarily leaving. Earthshaker's got a bit of an idea that he's about. He's blinked in. He does have the Shadow Blade, so... Oh, and an excellent blinding light by the Keeper of the Light. It looks like he's seen him.
Yeah, I think this is the way you play Coddle, when you have your Ags and stuff. You have this vision advantage, so you're able to dodge ganks, and the ability for a support to put so much pressure on the map, I think is valuable when you're drafting, when you're thinking about drafting and aspects of the game. It just opens up the map, takes some pressure off the cores, because they know they always have to worry about this creep lane pushing into their buildings on one lane constantly.
Radiant's bottom tower is
And
under attack.
there's a lot of farm on the Keeper of the Light at the moment as well. He's not far behind
Radiant structures are
the
fortified.
two position 3 heroes on both
Radiant's
teams.
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Lasso comes out. Batrider's going to drag him back. Right click's coming in from the Terrorblade, and it's a nice easy pick for the side of the dial. Radiant.
Yeah, just using Lasso off cooldown there. Something. If it doesn't look like you're trying to force an objective anytime
Dire's
soon,
middle
it never
tower
hurts
is
to
under
use
attack.
Lasso. Just get yourself an easy kill, relieve some of that pressure coming on the map, just because Coddle is pushing lanes so frequently, so it gives your lanes a bit of a break and gets you some easy gold.
So
It
game's
looks like
quite
the-
even now. There's not much more than a 500 gold net lead to the side of the Radiant.
It looks like Invoker's going in for the Lincoln's Sphere next, which definitely seems like the play. There's lots of spells worth blocking this game. There we got Sunder, Laguna Blade.
Oh,
And
Dust coming
Lasso.
out. They've unfortunately they've jumped in on this Luna. This lunar illusion. They've found themselves out. Oh, Earthshaker. Echo Slam comes out. Does miss, but they do get hit with the Echo Slam. Oh, they're going to pick themselves up the Earthshaker. Crystal Maiden drops her ultimate. Oh, Batrider out with the lasso, dragging back the Invoker. Stun comes out, puts him in place, and Lean's just going to right click him down.
Bit of an awkward fight for both teams there. Initially,
Dire's bottom tower
the
has
Dive
fallen.
team goes on an illusion, and then we see Earthshaker not get the best Echo Slam off, but Aftershock doing enough damage to hold them still for a little bit. So, but we're going to see the power of Terrorblade here, the ability just to take buildings at an alarming rate, although they do have a Coddle
Do
and
scary
Fortify.
Terrorblade things.
So we'll see if this Disruptor and Bristleback spawning will protect their racks.
They
If
don't
not-
have a buyback on the Invoker either.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
We could
Yeah, I
see
think-
the first barracks falling here.
Metamorphosis is down though, and they do have static.
Oh, Laguna Blade comes out onto the Coddle. It's going to be enough to kill him, just with a little bit of damage from
Dire's bottom
the
barracks
Flame Break.
has fallen.
And big BTP. Not moved by
Yep,
the
and that's the
Terrorblade.
first racks.
No, it's
Very,
the
very
easiest
well
way to
played.
get out.
I think if I think if you're Radiant, you're very, very happy with that.
Yeah, for sure. And the Terrorblade makes it so easy. Like the place they took the fight was especially strong for the Radiant if they ended up winning. So they naturally transitioned to an objective, which I really liked about how they positioned themselves to take their next fight. Is they were ready to get the next objective, and Terrorblade just allows that to be so much easier with Metamorphosis. It just killing buildings is a cinch. So we'll see. I think the next thing we'll see from the Radiant is them try go for these the shrines, further press their map advantage onto Fox Gaming Youth, and we'll see if they go for a pick off first or they just want to smoke and split push around the map and then go for a shrine. I'll be interested to see how they take it.
Invisibility.
They have Lasso, they have Echo Slam back up, and we see Fissure on top for Invoker, but I don't think anything's going to come out of this.
Oh, Batrider, he might find himself a Keeper of the Light here, or if they're a little bit more patient. Oh no, he's going to settle for the Keeper of the Light. That's not a bad pick-off. Are they going to have enough damage though? Invoker comes in, drops the Meteor, and it's just going to zone them back.
Two supports, the defensive capabilities of Invoker just wasn't enough to bring in a kill.
For the first time in the game, we actually have a not insignificant net worth advantage, sitting at about 7,500 now in favor of Fox Gaming on the Radiant.
We're seeing the Coddle deep push coming to work. The Terrorblade not wanting to pop Metamorphosis just yet for this tower. They're just going to bring it down with Lena and Illusions, which is enough. Crazy push potential coming from both teams here. Seeing the power of it.
Yeah, with the Manta on Terrorblade, you certainly don't care too much about the blinding light from the Coddle anymore.
Regeneration.
They're going to claim their shrine, and they're probably going to look to take Roshan after this, I suspect. They don't actually have any observer wards up. They've got this one here up on the high ground, but other than that, they don't really have any way of stopping
We have two
any
smokes for the
contest.
chapter, so we'll see if it's interesting if they decide to use one, thinking they're the Roche, or how they're going to play this next couple minutes. I wonder how highly the Fox Gaming play Roche as something they need. Because I think in certain games it can be potentially more dangerous to take a Roche fight against a team which has strong Roche potential rather than just pushing high ground. Especially when they have Terrorblade and Lena, these two heroes that are great for pushing towers. So we'll see what they decide to do here. We see that the heroes drawing the Fox Gaming Youth smoking up, drawing lines down bottom, trying to pick out this Lena.
They did get a scan as well, so they've sensed that this comes up.
TCG knows what up though. His spidey senses tingle, and he just goes for the easy TP out. Unfortunate for Fox Gaming Youth, they missed out on would have been a crucial kill for them. Maybe some objectives of their own, but no dice on this one. As soon as they find that, looks like TCG told his team, let's go rush. And they've moved in the pit. They obviously knew Fox Gaming Youth moved to the right-hand side of the map, and it's going to be an easy rush for them. Especially with that shrine going, no easy TP point.
And the double damage too on the Terrorblade. It's a little bit hard to see on his model, but it certainly made that very, very quick for them.
Great timing and decision making by Fox Gaming at the moment.
So it looks like the call here is just to push out all the lanes, and Invoker, are they going to find him here? Is Earthshaker going to see him?
Radiant's bottom tower.
Lenny's TPing out, so even if he does, I think not going to have the kill. They're just going to push out all the lanes first. Try to make sure they're applying as much pressure as possible when they go for this push. It'll be interesting to see if they go for the bottom shrine before going for mid tower, but the first priority is getting all the lanes pushed out.
I feel like the shrine is the building that you get after you go high ground.
Yeah, in most cases, I think if you haven't already got a building, it's just sometimes you don't see many teams do it, just because I think a lot of teams are prepared for it. But there is that potential for the TP to shrine and smoke and come from the back play, which
Yeah, and it looks like the calls come out for them to grab this shrine.
yeah, that
Nice
is,
and
that is
easy.
playing
This
better safe than sorry.
this Leona's like a machine gun. It looks like Dire have something to say about it. They find themselves the Earthshaker, and they've got the dust and cold snap, and just a passenger.
Yeah, it looks like the Fox Gaming was a little bit confident there. Thought they could only bring 2 heroes and get away with it, and the Earthshaker was the one that paid the price. It's not too bad. It slows down their push, but I think they should still have some timer on the Aegis for them to push high ground with, so they have more map
overall,
control now.
I think losing the Lion isn't too bad. The 150 gold bounty for the whole team is worth a little bit more than the Earthshaker was. I mean, ideally you don't want to lose anything, but not too bad.
So we see Invoker going for double defensive items.
Oh,
He
Crystal
picked-
Maiden's in a lot of trouble here. She's just going to get absolutely destroyed.
Invoker
And
going
once
for
again,
double defensive items. He's going for Lincoln Sphere, and he has his BKB queued up. So he feels as if he's not controlled or CC'd, he should. It really feels like
Is under attack.
Fox Gaming has a good mix of single target and AoE abilities to deal with heroes, and I feel like Invoker has seen this well and feels like he needs the double defensive items to do this. Although he now has no buyback, so if a fight happens to go in Fox Gaming's favour, I'm really worried about the youth team and Invoker not having buyback. Maybe it might be game losing.
Yeah, certainly. It's definitely an all-in play. I guess he feels that without the BKB, he probably can't get as much done.
Especially with the magical burst coming from Lena and Earthshaker, and potentially even Crystal Maiden sometimes. I can understand that. I can understand the purchase for sure.
Do we have a 4-stuff on the Bat Road? Yeah, we do. So I guess what you have to be concerned about here as Invoker is that if you've gone in for the BKB and this Bat Rider jumps you, pops the Lincolns with the 4-stuff, and then gets the lasso out, that you might just die without the buyback before you can even activate the BKB.
Saying that, I think you do have fairly decent reaction time to react to a BKB being popped, and we got
And they
fucking
found
lasso
themselves
mid.
they found themselves the keeper. Oh, and they might just get themselves the disruptor as well. And Invoker comes out with this Sunstrike. Sorry, not the Sunstrike. The tornado combo, and Lena pops a BKB. She's going to turn around, and Invoker also dropping the BKB. So the stun from the Earthshake is not going to do much. And Terrorblades once again are going to go back to doing Terrorblade things. And once the creep wave gets here, they should be able to take that tower nice and quick.
Yeah, the Earthshaker stun just off from blocking the Invoker off. I still don't think it was going to secure them the kill, but you see the Yules and the BKB keeping that Lena alive just enough to be able to reclaim the fight for
Dire's
the
middle tower has fallen.
Radiant side. You see another fight breaking out here. Eclipse
Oh,
has been
Luna's coming
struck.
out. She's dropping the Eclipse, but Styling on this Terrorblade, he's just so tanky. He's just going to wear the whole thing. Right click's coming out. I don't know how they stop him. He's an absolute monster. And he's got this Aegis as well, so even if they get the kill, this is only the first life. He's on his own. There's not much HP from anyone on the side of the Radiant at the moment, and it looks like they're going to be happy just to staff him out and disengage.
It's a shame Fox Gaming lost so much health in their other cores from the previous fight, or they might have been able to press high ground a little bit more. At the end of the day, I think Fox Gaming are happy with that. They get a tower, they get some key kills on the cores. Metamorphosis was out anyway before the Aegis ran out, so they're not too disappointed in how that went. And at the end of the day, I think that was a win for the Fox Gaming for sure.
They got a couple of kills. They got a mid tower. It's not what they wanted. They definitely wanted the high ground, and I think that they were perhaps expecting that maybe they wouldn't contest them for the mid, and then they could burn the Aegis on the high ground instead. On the high ground siege.
The Earthshaker getting killed before he's getting Echo Flame off does hurt their team fight a little bit. But I like the Barrow decision making, where he's not afraid to blink and use lasso on this Coddle. It hurts the Fox Gaming use deep push a lot, and makes it that much bit easier to push towers as Fox Gaming. So I like that the Bat Rider is not scared to use lasso on a support.
Oh, up top here, we've got the Lena versus the Invoker in a 1v1. A lot of right-click damage coming out from Invoker. Oh, Sunstrike's going to miss. Bat Rider's in the area. Oh, he uses the 4-star, pops the Lincolns. Laguna Blade comes out. Crystal Maiden's got the Frostbite, and they're going to burst him down.
Dress warmer next
And
time.
gem on the deck, guys. Is anyone going to grab that? Anyone going to pick that up? Have they seen this gem?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone noticed. Not often you see Invoker carrying a gem, so it's somewhat understandable, but still, there's a little bit of oversight. There's a free 900 net worth there for anyone who'd like to pick it up. And a great
TCG's
play.
coming back. They still don't know about this gem.
Heads up play from the bat rider there. Just hiding in the trees, knowing Invoker's going to walk back this way, breaking the linkers of his 4-staff and then the lasso. And when the Invoker down with a buyback.
He does have the buyback this time, and it looks like the illusions are going to be able to get that tower too, like the stop them. And there it is, it goes down.
Dire's middle tower
I think
has
Fox
fallen.
Gaming Youth might just back up here with BKB down on the Terrorblade, but we'll see.
And he's
Pop
just going to pop the
as
BKB
well.
and just about.
Looks
They do have the Eclipse on the
Earthshaker's
Luna.
going in.
She's going to drop it. Are they going to be able to kill the Terrorblade off? Yes, they are. Lincoln's blocking the Laguna.
Earthshaker wreaking havoc
Oh
on
yeah,
the back
Earthshaker
line.
going in on this disruptor. He does have the silver edge, but they've come prepared. They've got the dust.
Again, no, Echo
Luna
Slaying
gets
that
the
fight.
sneaky click.
That pays
I
for it
think
with her
she's in
life, I
She's
think.
in a lot of trouble here.
No
She
BKB.
can- yeah, she's just going to use the
suicides.
Bloodstone.
It's a nice play there. Batrider pushing in top, trying to use what space there is on the map, making sure he delays their push as much as he can. But we'll see. We'll see how far this push goes for the Fox Gaming Youth. With Luna on their team, we've seen towers melt before Luna, so we'll see how they go.
And I just want to point out that there is no buyback on the Luna. She's back up in 13 seconds, though, so it's not a big deal. There's some work in some games as far as buyback.
Radiant's middle
Not needing to
tower
buy
is
back
under
goes. The short
Radiant's
respawn times
structures are
behind
fortified.
is up before all of her cores, and she was the last one to die. So half health already between this Bristleback and Luna. It's incredible.
Radiant's middle
The
tower
push power of both these teams.
The shoe's
Tornado?
on the other foot now, too. They're going to be able to get a return
Radiant's
Rax.
middle barracks
And again,
has
the
fallen.
Alacrity Luna is absolutely frightening.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Crystal Maiden, she's got a blink. She's just revealed a blink dagger. I don't think I've seen this item before. She's found herself a cuddle. I
Radiant's
don't know if
middle
they're going to be able to make anything happen here. And this poor Earthshaker, is he going to go down again? No, he does have the stick charges. Oh, and then the Illuminate comes in and grabs him.
The cold snap being a pain for Earthshaker's cast animations. These Invoker Tornadoes have been pretty on point in these fights.
This is not the fight you want to take if you're the Radiant at the moment. They've had to pop the BKBs, and they're just not getting enough damage done to this Bristleback.
It's hard for the Fox Gaming to take these fights. These split up fights. These Fox Gaming Youth keeps kiting them between the constant heal of Cuddle Blast and Blinding Light. It's really hard for the Fox Gaming to take these split up fights because Fox Gaming Youth is just being healed throughout the whole time, and every chance they do get to hit on somebody, the Blinding Light between Blinding Light and Tornado, they're just getting CC'd, and it's they need a lasso. They need a good lasso or Echo Slam to set up a fight at the moment.
So second Roche of the game goes down. We've got the cheese on the Luna, and Aegis goes out onto the Invoker naturally because at the moment he doesn't have a buyback, having used it for that last base defense.
That's for me.
Seems like Luna's going for this butterfly next. There's a Bloodthorn on Terrorblade, so we'll see how this interaction goes, because Luna having two ways between BKB and Manta to dispel Bloodthorn. Butterfly might give Terrorblade some trouble.
Certainly. Oh, I think no, Earthshaker. He's just going to walk back over the top of that Gem of True Sight. Is this a bug, or is that actually there?
I'm not sure. It feels a bit like did you see the series where they left the cheese in the pit? It feels a bit like that game. There's no everyone but the players can see this gem. We got the Bristleback going for Shiva's Guard, it appears. I think it's a great choice this game. So Terrorblade gives an extra AoE for against Terrorblade illusions. It minimises the attack speed of Lina and Terrorblade, something they both have high attack speed of. So it should be a good item, bit of extra armor for the whole team. I like this choice.
Oh, they're going to find themselves about right. He's going to blink out very, very quick. I think they might have missed it too, given it was nighttime. Cottle just didn't have the vision. Actually, I think they did see him, hence the...
What a nice recall there by the Cottle on the Invoker. Small skirmish bottom, but Invoker gets out between Ghost Walk and Recall. He'll be safe today.
So there is it's come back down to 5,000 net worth lead on the side of the Radiant, but I don't think this reflects the net worth necessarily tells the full story about the situation at the moment. But they're gonna find themselves the Lina. Here's the Earthshaker. He does have the Echo Slam. It does cancel the TP. Gets the Echo Slam off. They blow up the Luna before she gets a chance to BKB or pop her ult. That's an excellent pickup for them. It's going to stop this this push that's going in. Invoker just TPing into the top lane though. And they do pick up themselves a Cottle as well. Excellent, excellent block there by the Earthshaker. Cancels the TP of the Disruptor. They know he's there. They glimpse back the Batrider, but I'm afraid that's not going to help you, Disruptor.
I like
on the sidelines for 60 seconds.
I like Fox Gaming's choice to fight into the Dire side without Invoker. I feel like Invoker Tornado was giving them a lot of trouble as far as being able to finish kills. And you can see it there, with just a Lotus Orb for the Dire side on Luna, there wasn't much else the Dire side could do to save Luna without Invoker being there. So we'll see Disruptor buy back.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Massive
Well, a lot of damage here coming out from the Luna. She's just healed herself back up to full, so she's popped the cheese. Earthshaker's in a lot of trouble there. He's getting chased down by the Invoker, gets the stun out, gets a follow-up. Lina TCG coming in to back him up. A lot of right clicks. He's in a lot of trouble now on the Invoker. He turns around, gets some right clicks up, and that's going to be enough to get rid of the Earthshaker. As towards the middle of the lane, it looks like they pick up the kill on the Bristleback as well. And I also want to point out
what a
that
great force start.
Terrorblade's
TP being cancelled. Let's see if Cottle lives for this daring move, but I don't know if Luna can fight Terrorblade. I'm not sure they wanted to cancel that TP. With the
if you're
Invoker
Terrorblade, do you just walk back up on the high ground and finish taking these wrecks?
It looks like he has the same thought. With Invoker not about, with Invoker TPing aggressively, they lose a melee racks because of it. I think, although a great play by Cottle.
Invoker might find himself something on this bot lane here. Just man fight here between, but here comes the rest of the Radiant to back him up. Do they have dust? Do they have any way to reveal him? Actually, they do have the gem on the Batrider. He does have the lasso up. Blink Dagger on cooldown in 2 seconds. He's gonna get pushed back now.
Nice use of force burst
yes.
to cancel
cancel that blink. We're gonna chase him down. Blink comes out. Oh, and here's a pause. Looks like Earthshaker's disconnected.
Yeah, so I just want to highlight the play that cost the Fox Gaming units their mid rack. So Terrorblade was TPing out, mana leaked. Cottle decided to force staff him, ran out of mana, caused him to be stunned, cancelled his TP. He proceeded to turn around and just sunder Cottle and then kill him. Luna tried to man fighting, couldn't get away with it, decided to back off, and with Invoker TPing aggressively top, there was no one who could stop Terrorblade from taking their melee racks.
I even think Terrorblade could have gotten this ranged racks quite easily as well. I mean, there's no BKB on Luna. She doesn't have the Eclipse.
Yeah, I feel like that was just a safe move though. He'd already been there quite a while. His TP got cancelled. Just a bit of a safer move to take the melee. And at this point, at 48 minutes, the range racks isn't that important. As far as his life is concerned, I think his life is significantly more important than a ranged racks.
You're certainly not wrong about that. So Terrorblade looks like he's picking himself up a butterfly as well. He's got it queued up.
The net worth for each of the heroes is still relatively close. We got Terrorblade and Invoker being the highest on 28 and 26, followed by Luna on 26, and then Luna falling a little bit behind on 22k net worth, which isn't too bad as far as how far we are into the game. But there's only a 15k net worth lead for the Radiant side. We have exposed Rax top, and we have a 3-2 Rax.
This'll come in handy.
We've got a little while on the Roche spawn as well. We've got a couple of minutes so we know how long it's going to take.
For Disruptor on a measly 5,600 net worth, playing that old six roll.
And he's got himself an Aghanims queued up as well. I feel like this is probably a little bit ambitious. And it would be a great item for him to have, but I don't see him getting that before this game ends.
Yeah, I agree. As far as it would be a game changer if you're able to stop the BKBs of Lena or Terrorblade before they go off. As far as items that can make an impact, I think that's almost number one in this game at the moment. But I don't think he's going to be able to find the farm or even get the farm to get that item. But we'll see.
Smoke coming out here from Radiant. Roche is down, so that objective isn't going to be up.
A line was drawn up to bottom, but it seems Luna is TPing out and Bristleback is walking back. It looks like they're just going to set off this Disruptor.
TP in, they're going to find themselves the Disruptor. Frostbite comes out. And unfortunately, the fade time isn't going to be enough fast enough to save him.
Yeah, got Lasso.
Lasso on Luna. Lots of right-click damage coming out. Not quite enough, though. And they don't manage to find themselves a kill off the back of that. Once again, Siege comes out. Terrorblade's going to walk himself up onto the high ground.
Puddle buyback.
They do have the backdoor protection, so none of this damage is going to stick.
Doctor also has buyback if needed. Think he's going to hold on to it for now.
Oh, Earthshaker gets a huge Echo Slam off. There's a lot of damage coming out of this Invoker. He's going to Ghost Walk away, and he's not going to get killed. And unfortunately, they weren't able to turn anything out of that. Lena's in a lot of trouble now. She's on low health. BKB is expiring, but another buyback from the Invoker. Sunstrike's just going to miss. It is going to hit the Crystal Maiden, but that's not the target that he wanted to get. And that's another hold by the Diet. It's cost them a buyback, but... Oh, Coddle! Excellent stun out onto the Batrider. Once again, he gets the Minor Leak combo. Follow up. Damage coming out. Sunstrike misses. He's going to work himself into the way of the trees. Another stun, and they've got the vision of him just because it's daylight, and Coddle's got that Aghanims.
Mana Leak just being a little too consistent of uptime for Batrider to deal with there, even with the movement speed that he does have. Batrider does have buyback though, so he should be fine. He's going for Yules next, which I think is a
once again, they've walked past this gem. They've walked straight over the top of it.
It almost has to be a bug. Hey, has to be.
I almost want to message someone and just ask them to can you pick this up? Does this exist? Surely it's not there for both of us. And Luna's going to get alacritied up. Lotus Orb, and she's going to drop that tower so fast. She's saying to Terrorblade, This is how you take towers. Sunstrike Tornado combination comes out, and
BKB on CM revealed.
Oh, excellent. Fisher coming out from Earthshake is going to break this fight out and isolate the Bristleback. They get the silence off, but they don't have any damage follow-up.
Yeah, Metamorphosis is not being popped yet, and I can understand that he doesn't want to.
Just want to point out that TCG went TP top during that fight and managed to take himself the top tower, forcing... this is essentially what forced him to have to back so quickly instead of just taking the fight.
The ranged racks as well, so... think a heads-up play by TCG, knowing that they can't get bottom racks yet, with the tier 2 tower staying up, and forcing them back with the Dire side not wanting to press the throne. So... I think I like the play there by TCG.
And what a game of Dota this is turning into. One lane of racks remaining for each team. 20,000 net worth lead in favor of the Radiant. But as I said before, this does not tell the story of this game. This Luna Invoker combination is just absolutely frightening at the speed that she can just drop towers. She doesn't even need a creep wave at this point.
I think both teams, if one of them gets a buyback advantage and then the hero with buyback down dies, I think can easily throne to win the game. So it does make this for a very entertaining late game scenario with Terrorblade and Luna.
They found themselves a Batrider. It's just going to get Tornado EMP'd. I'm going to back up.
I was a little far out. Let's see if they try to go some 4 staffs back, high ground already. Recalls the Luna back. Ready to fight this, it looks like. The 2-2 bottom. After they're pushed up, they realize they need to take this tower as prioritized.
Blink Dagger comes in. TCG up, drops the BKB. Another BKB coming up from the Crystal Maiden. Invoker dodges the Light Strike array. A lot of damage here from Terrorblade. He's opting just to hit these racks. They really want to get these megas. Oh, he's being glimpsed back. He does manage to get the transmute out. And this tornado, I think, might just save the Terrorblade's life. He's in a lot of trouble here. Earthshaker jumps in, drops the Echo Slam. Yet TCG, he says, I want the megas. This is how we win the game. Objective Dota. Oh, and Earthshaker
kill Invoker, realizing he's going to die anyway.
So they do get the megas, but there's so many dead. Let's quickly have a look at the buyback status.
Sugar buybacks already. Lena doesn't have any problems. Lena's already up in 20 seconds from that Bloodstone charges.
Yeah, they've got buybacks on all the cores. That was definitely the play to make for TCG to throw his life away. Actually, not throw his life away, but sacrifice his life to get that Rax. And Luna and Invoker, understanding that they're in a pretty poor situation here, and
TP
they have to get something out of this.
Smart move at this point. They need to trade, and I don't know if they can. It looks like they're gonna press the Rax with BKB, but Lasso goes to BKB.
Lasso. That's
Luna's dead.
That's huge. Luna does have a buyback. Are they going to be able to get the kill on the Invoker? BKB comes out, and it looks like Luna's TPing back in as well. Stun comes out onto the Batrider. He's very deep now, and he's all on his own. Earthshaker gets Hurricane Pipe back, and Batrider's going to go down. This is suddenly looking like we could end up seeing a double Mega Creep game here. Buyback on the Batrider, but he doesn't have the Lasso.
Up in 15. It would be interesting to see if whether they want to give this Rax up or not. TCG,
TCG's in a lot of trouble. Yeah, TCG's in a lot of trouble. It's forcing the buyback. This is turning into an amazing game of Dota. Crystal Maiden's going to drop the freeze field. It's going to be a bit of his only one. Luna gets taken out.
Back on
Terrorblade, yeah, Terrorblade's dropping in, drops the Bloodthorn out onto the Terrorblade. He's just not doing enough damage though. Earthshaker in a lot of trouble here. They've got the Mega Creeps, and TCG's TP'd in top. He's forcing the Invoker to come back. TP gets cancelled on the Invoker. TCG's doing it. He's made a huge play. He's gone up top, and he has taken the Rax. What an amazing game of Dota this turned out to be.
Play by TCG, knowing his attack speed, knowing his ability to push their throne while their cancel TPs coming out with the Batrider clutch cancel TPs. What a great game of Dota. What a way to finish. Double Mega Creeps. Ends up on TP cancelled and going for a TP to throne.
On almost a base race. You would almost call that a base race. So thanks once again for joining us for another Oz Dota cast. And I don't know if they're going to have another game too. We'll find out shortly.